Good evening. The Louisville Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of October 4th, 2016 is now called to order, and we do have a quorum present. The first item to address is the approval of the minutes of the September 20th, 2016 meeting. If there are no additions or corrections, may I have a motion to approve as presented?
Move to approve.
Moved to approve by Mary Ellen.
Second.
Seconded by William. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Agenda item 3 is public hearings. There are 3 public hearings. Each one will be addressed separately. The first one is a final plat of MD Saucony Edition, Lot 1, Block A, containing a 0.495 acres. It is zoned Old Town Mixed Use 2, located on the west side of Hatcher Avenue, between Main Street and Walter Street. This is being a replat of a portion of Rawlings Edition Lot 11. Mary?
Chairman, if you want, you can read all 3 together, and then we can open the public hearing for all of them if you wish. Or
Oh, one public hearing?
We can.
Okay. All right, item B, public hearing, final plat of Camelot Landfill Edition, lots 1R, 2, 3, and 4, Block A, containing approximately 470 acres, zone special use, SU, landfill and accessory uses, located at the southwest quadrant of Huffines Boulevard and Stonewall Drive at 580 Huffines Boulevard. This is a portion replat of Camelot Edition, Lot 1, Block A. Item 3C is a final plat of Lakina Edition, Lot 1, Block A, containing a 2.947 acres, zone light industrial, located at the northwest quadrant of Stemmons Freeway and Corporate Drive, being a replat of Timber Creek Square Edition, parts of Lot 2R and 2R1, Block C.
Good evening, Commissioners. Just a little background on each of these plats. The Saucony Edition, they are platting this property and looking to build a residence on it. Item B, the final plat of Camelot Landfill Edition, is the expansion of the landfill and Huffines right-of-way down to the landfill. Item C is final plat of La Quinta Edition, and we do have a proposed hotel going on this site. The recommendation by staff is that Planning and Zoning Commission approve item A as presented, the Saucony Edition plat. Approve item B, final plat of Camelot Landfill Edition, subject to the City Council's approval of zoning and the execution of the First Amendment to the January 6, 2016 settlement agreement between the City of Louisville and the City of Farmers Branch regarding tree mitigation, Huffines right-of-way escrow, and Huffines right-of-way dedication. And table item C, final plat of La Quinta Edition, to the October 18th Planning and Zoning meeting to allow the applicant time to obtain owner signatures.
Okay, Commissioners, questions? No? Okay, at this time we'll open up a public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak on items A, B, and C, the final plat of Saucony Edition, the Camelot Landfill, or La Quinta Edition, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Okay, at this time, Mary, how do we do this? If close the public hearing for 2 and table item C?
So we can close the public hearing for items A and B and would continue the public hearing for item C to the October 18th meeting and following staff's recommendation.
Okay, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Item C, a motion to hold for the public hearing open until October 18th and approval of items A and B. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, or to follow the staff's recommendation for the 3 items.
Motion by Kristen,
Second.
seconded by Steve. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimous. Okay. Public hearing for zoning and special use permits. Item 4A is a public hearing, consideration of a zone change request from Light Industrial District, L1, to O-Town Mixed Use 2 District, OT-MU2. This is a 0.2132 acres, legally described as Lot 5, Block A of the H.D. Williams addition, located on the northeast corner of Northeast Keeley Avenue and East Walter Street. It is located at 308 North Keeley Avenue. It's requested by Hector Morales on behalf of Amy Sadegin, trustee of the Kamey Real Estate Trust, the property owner. This is case number PZ 2016-0923. June?
Good evening, Commissioners. Can I ask the media staff to turn on their laptop for us? Okay, so the approximately 0.2132 acre property is located on the east side of the North Keeley Avenue and north of the East Walter Street. The residence on this property was built in 1970 and, like other parts of Old Town with residential structures, was rezoned to a commercial designation even though it was being used as a residence. The applicant is proposing to purchase the property and would like to rezone it to OTMU2 to continue using it as a residence and be able to build, add a residential storage building onto the property. The current zoning of the property is light industrial, which does not allow for residential use. The existing house is a legal non-conforming structure, which can exist as is, but any new construction or modification would require the property to comply with the current zoning regulations. Old Town Mixed Use 2 allows for commercial and residential uses. The proposed zone change will make this property consistent with the existing residential use on the property and is consistent with the zoning recommended for the area. Staff recommends the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval for the zone change request. Do you have any questions?
Commissioners, questions? Okay, thank you, June.
Thank you.
This time we'll open up a public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak on this subject, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Okay, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, questions, concerns, comments? If not, may I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve or recommend by William,
Second.
seconded by Mary Ellen. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, this item will be considered by the City Council at a second public hearing on Monday evening, October 17th, 2016 at 7:00 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, item B, 4B, is consideration of the zone change request from Office District, OD, to single-family residence, R 7.5, on a 0.39 acre tract, further identified as Highview Addition, Lot 3, Block E. It's located at 721 Milliken Drive, requested by Joseph Ungerheier, the property owner, case number PZ 2016-0926.
Good evening, Commissioners. This particular piece of property was built in 1960. At that time, it was zoned single-family residential R75. At some point in time, City Council did go along I-35 and do a swath of general business, which touched the corner clip of this lot. Back in 2000, the owner rezoned this property to office district, but was never redeveloped as an office. So it has always been used as a residence. Mr. Ungerheier purchased the property and is looking to do some renovations to the residence. But again, as it is zoned office district, he cannot. So he is essentially looking to restore the residential zoning to the property back to R75, which basically complies with how it was originally done and with the rest of the neighborhood. Staff would recommend approval of this zone change request. Do you have any questions?
Okay, thank you, Mary. The public hearing is now open. Anyone that wishes to speak on this subject, please come forward, sign in, and state your name. Okay, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Comments, commissioners? Questions, concerns? All right, then may I have a motion for item 4B?
Move approval.
Moved to approve by Steve,
Second.
seconded by Alvin. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, this item will be considered by the City Council at a second public hearing on Monday, October the 17th, 2016 at 7:00 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, item 4C. Excuse me. It's consideration of a zone change request from agricultural AO to, and light industrial L1, and specific use SU to specific use SU, landfill and accessory uses on approximately 470 acres situated in the P.O. Leary Survey, abstract number 974 of the A.J. Chowning Survey, abstract number 1638, P. Higgins Survey, abstract number 525, H. Harper Survey, abstract number 605, and the S.M. Hayden Survey, abstract number 537, located at the southeast quadrant of Huffines Boulevard and Stonewall Drive at 580 Huffines Boulevard, requested by James Edwards of Weaver Consultants Group, LLC, on behalf of the City of Farmers Branch and Camelot Landfill, TC, LP, the property owners. This is case number PZ 2016-0927. Mary?
Commissioners, we are looking at the Camelot landfill. This essentially is looking to rezone. This is a companion item to the plat that was earlier on the agenda. So the existing landfill, City Farmers Branch purchased in 1978. Back in 2009, they came through Planning and Zoning Commission and Council when they added a methane recovery plant to the facility. This request would extend the landfill, the zoning, and allow the accessory uses such as the scale house and the methane gas recovery, et cetera. What we're looking at, the original landfill was about 350 acres. This request would extend it another 120 acres. If you look on the location map, you can see how the footprint has, or the outline, the property boundaries has gotten a little bit bigger. The majority of this property expansion will occur to the north. It's about 102 acres. Then there's another property just slightly to the east, as well as the Huffines Boulevard extension, where the current landfill entrance extends from Huffines down to Stonewall. So with this zone change request, they are required to provide an engineering site plan. The site plan identifies the expansion of the landfill to approximately 470 acres. As I said, the existing landfill is about 350. The actual footprint of the landfill, I'm gonna go down one more page. Drawing 24 in your packet of the site plan gives a good kind of overall example of what's planned to happen. So the actual footprint of the landfill is only expanding 38 acres. What will be happening is there will be right-of-way dedication of a future extension of Huffines Boulevard. So where it currently ends at Stonewall Drive, it will be extended down south to connect into the future extension of Corporate Drive, which will go east-west. The city of Louisville has obtained right-of-way for the extension of Corporate Drive. On the maps, you can see it'll happen on the northern point of where the landfill is currently. The current scale house is located where the future Huffines Boulevard currently is. With time, that scale house will be moved down into the landfill. So this application will incorporates the new maximum height of the landfill, which is not to exceed 675 feet, and will expand the life of the landfill for approximately 40 years, and that's based on the projected waste that comes in yearly. The Corporate Drive extension is set to happen. It's currently, the schematics are in review. We hope to have that project up and underway and completed hopefully around 2021. And then with the plat, there's a lot 4 that's identified on the plat, and that is reserved for future Huffines right-of-way. So at some future point in time when Corporate Drive is built, the current scale house will be moved at least 6 months prior to Corporate Drive opening, if not sooner. At that time, Lot 4, which we've kind of delineated for future Huffines Drive, will be dedicated to the city of Louisville as by separate instrument. So there are 7 variances that are being requested with this landfill expansion. 6 of them are already currently adopted. Those will be in review at City Council for approval. And staff is in support of the variances for the landfill facility. Part of what else is happening with the landfill, they are going to be adding additional monitoring wells per the agreement within 1 year of TCEQ permit being approved. They will, once water and sewer lines along Corporate Drive are constructed and usable, the new maintenance facilities and maintenance buildings will be required to connect. For the most part, the landfill will continue to operate as normal. Current temporary buildings will continue to have gravel access. However, permanent facilities will be required to have paved parking and maneuvering. Plans for the future also include the creation of a permanent citizen convenience center and relocation of the, as I mentioned, the scale house, employee break room, office and maintenance facility. In addition, there's a potential for a creation of a mulching or composting site to the north of the site. Other long-term plans will include a trail easement around the landfill, which ties into the Louisville 2025 plan and the Green Centerpiece Initiative. This will happen when there's TCEQ approval, so that's kind of far into the future. So when we look at drawing, at least this drawing or drawing 24, you can see where the landfill activities currently occur. The new 102 acres that are located to the north, so you'll have, it's about 1,000 feet from future Corporate Drive to where the current landfill operations happen. So there'll be, a lot of that is currently in a natural wooded state, and a lot of that is gonna remain. The majority of things that are gonna happen in that area would be the clearing for a composting site, as well as the new convenience center and the scale house and break room maintenance facilities, which you can see on drawing 24. So a lot of this will happen with the opening of Corporate Drive. That's kind of like the big trigger point, if not sooner. Because once Corporate Drive opens, everything will have to be located on the landfill. Otherwise, they'll be bypassing the scale house to get in the landfill. So that's kind of the main trigger. We do have people from the engineers for the project that are here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Mary. I just had one question. The monitoring wells, is that actionable in the permits or the variances that we're talking about now, or is that separate?
So there currently exists monitoring wells on the site, and as part of their site plan and TCEQ permits and everything else, they're required to provide additional monitoring wells that have to happen within a certain time frame.
Okay.
Has the permit been approved through TCQ? No, it's still in progress. Okay.
No, so this is part of their permit process.
Okay, so this has to be approved in order for them to get their permit.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Okay, if anyone wishes to speak, public hearing is now open, so please come forward, sign in, and state your name.
Yeah, Jason, what are you using? Those.
How did you get those crazy lines off? Oh, you just-
Chairman Davis, Commissioners, my name is Shane Davis. I'm the Environmental Services and Solid Waste Manager for the City of Farmers Branch. I'm here to discuss the proposed expansion of Camelot Landfill. As been described, Camelot Landfill is located at 580 Huffines Boulevard. It's the southern terminus of Huffines Boulevard if you come off of Business 121. We believe this project is critical to the North Dallas area. Based on verbal information from Waste Management, which operates the DFW landfill directly south of us, that site will be out of capacity in 8 to 10 years. They take approximately 5,000 tons of municipal solid waste per day from cities such as Louisville and Carrollton and other neighboring cities. So once they close, at that point in time, that waste has to go somewhere. The next closest place would be probably, if we weren't there, would be the City of Dallas' McComas Bluff landfill, which is quite a ways away. So with our expansion, we hope to provide disposal capacity for 35 to 40 more years. We originally applied to expand the waste footprint area horizontally and increase the maximum permitted height to 725 feet. Through discussions with the City of Louisville, we've reduced it down to 675 feet, as described by staff. We've also dedicated right-of-way for future Corporate Drive. We intend to keep as much vegetation as we can on that north 102 acres. We'll have to tear out some for the detention pond, accessory uses, future scale house, a maintenance facility. But we like the visual screening that those trees provide. We don't want those to go anywhere. So our intent is to not clear cut that. We want that to remain as wooded as possible. In addition, we will construct permanent scale house and maintenance facilities in 102 acres. As you said, once Corporate Drive comes through, we have to relocate beforehand. Otherwise, you can come into our site, we'd have no way to charge you or figure out how much waste you're bringing into us. We have to build permanent facilities. I'm going to turn the more technical stuff over to Jason Edwards with Weaver Consultants Group, but I will certainly be here to answer any questions you may have afterwards.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Hi, I'm Jason Edwards with Weaver Consultants. I put some general stats up here on the sheet. The property, as Mary mentioned, the SU property. Currently, there's 350 acres zoned SU the proposed that would increase to 470 acres, which includes the roughly 18-acre LI area and the 102-acre AO area to the north. The TCQ permit boundary would increase by 110 acres up to 460 acres. The difference there is the portion, the little panhandle north of Corporate Drive would not be in the TCQ permit boundary, mainly because we will dedicate that Lot 4 over for Huffines right-of-way in the future. And there's a lot more hoops you have to go through if it's in the state-regulated permit boundary. While the permit boundary itself is increasing by 110 acres, Mary mentioned the landfill footprint itself will increase by 38 and a half acres, which the overall buffer area defined as permit boundary minus any landfill disposal footprint actually increases by 70 acres from 152 acres to 223 acres. And as mentioned, the permitted height of the landfill goes from 523 feet mean sea level to 675 feet mean sea level. This is not obviously a overnight increase. This will be built out over the 35 to 40 years. So there will be a gradual increase in the height throughout that time frame. A couple figures. This just shows the currently zoned SU area, the 18-acre LI area, and the AO area, 102 acres. It also shows roughly the proposed alignment of the future corporate drive. So you can see we're cutting off from the TCQ permit. We're cutting off that northern panhandle. This very, very generically just shows in gray the existing 198-acre permit boundary. The green area is the 38.5-acre expansion area. So you can see we're not going any further north towards Corporate Drive. We're expanding easterly. And here there's a lot going on, but the northern photo box there, it's got you can see a little orange area. That's the existing scale house right up there near the current end of Huffines Boulevard. As Shane mentioned, that would be relocated in the middle right of your page. We've blown up there. That would be the permanent facilities, which would include the scale house, the permanent citizens convenience center, maintenance building, office building, and employee break room. The blown up picture on the bottom of the page there is the existing facilities, existing temporary facilities, excuse me, which is out in the open. It is screened well from by the landfill, and there are some berms built up, so it's screened from existing property owners. But it is out in the elements. The employee break room leaves a lot to be desired, so that will be temporary up until the point, as Mary discussed, 6 months prior to the acceptance of Corporate Drive, or sooner. The permanent facilities will be constructed, all the temporary facilities will go away, and the existing scale house will go away. And then finally, this much more of an engineer drawing, but this shows the existing landfill footprint and peak height of 523, and the proposed landfill footprint with the peak height of 675. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. I did have one question about, you have a methane gas collection?
Yes, sir, we do.
Will the location of that change or
No,
anything?
sir, it's staying right where it's at on the west side of the landfill.
Okay.
And we like that location. It's hidden from everybody, but it's functioning well also. So.
Okay. Commissioners, any more questions? No? All right, thank you. All right, having no one else come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Comments, questions, concerns? If not, may I have a motion? Please.
Well, this is always an unpopular item, a landfill, but our trash has to go somewhere, and it's already there. So what's 38 more acres? I move to approve.
Okay, motion by Kristen. Seconded by William. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The last item is adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, before you adjourn, I just wanted to mention that this request will be considered by the City Council on Monday, October the 17th, 2016 at 7 o'clock p.m.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn?
Mary Ellen?
Second.
Seconded by Alvin. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.